What is up, my Majin Buu crew? It's your boy, King Majin, coming back at you guys with another video. And today, I will be doing What If Deku Was a Werewolf? This video has been a long time coming. I hope you guys enjoy it. Note this, the next video I will be doing will be What If a Yard Radian was on Earth when Goku landed. After that, for my Halloween special, I will be continuing What If Deku had Cartoon Cat's powers, so you guys have that to look forward to. We're still on our goal to hit hit 1,000. I don't think I'm gonna hit 1,000,000 anytime soon. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and let's get into What If Deku had a werewolf's powers. What if Deku was a werewolf? And tell me if you liked the thumbnail. I've been experimenting with some new stuff. And I will tell you something at the end of the video why I haven't been posting as frequently. But whatever, let's get into this. I'm rambling. Deku's life would pretty much go the same way. Him being diagnosed without a quirk and Bakugo bullying him. Around the time when he's in school, a month before the start of the anime, the teacher would announce a camping field trip to be more precise. He would tell all the students to get ready and prepare. After some time, they would head to the camping site. Deku would be at the camping site just hanging out by himself because, well, he has no friends. No one wants to be friends with a quirkless loser, as they would put it. Around nighttime, he would be sitting by a campfire just writing down his hero notes and going over them as well. And when a teacher would pop up asking him to go pick up some firewood, Deku would say, sure. He would then go into the forest gathering firewood until two of Bakugo's goons come to harass him. They would say, hey, the quirkless loser's alone. And Deku would say, what do you guys want? And they would say, is that any way to talk to your brothers? And Deku would say, what? And they would just get into Deku's face. Afterwards, Deku would scurry off, afraid of what they might do to him. He would then run deeper into the forest, with them coming right after him. They would say, come on Deku, we just want to have a little fun, as they're about to attack him, until Deku backs up, hitting against a giant wolf. The two kids would then look at the wolf and say, what's that? The wolf would then pounce on top of Deku. Deku would look back seeing where the other two went so he could ask them for help. The wolf would then stare right into Deku's eyes as he's trying to limp away with the wolf's weight on his body. He would get a few feet until the wolf jumps right back on him. Deku looking into the wolf's eyes would see fear incarnate. The wolf would then look into Deku's eyes, and without any hesitation, it would maul him, biting and scratching at him, and leaving him for dead. Afterwards, some time would pass with Bakugo and the teacher coming, seeing what happened when the two students ran back to the camping site. They would call an ambulance to pick up Deku. A few days later, Deku will wake up in the hospital saying, where am I? He'll wake up seeing his mom. She would then explain everything that happened to him. She would say, Izuku, you were attacked by a wolf. Luckily, your classmates and teacher got to you just in time, or you probably would have died. Deku would then look down, seeing all the bandages surrounding his body, saying, yeah, I would have. And she would say, you're gonna need to stay in the hospital for a little bit longer to heal properly. And Deku would say, okay. He would then stay in the hospital for at least 28 days. Over that time, he will be noticing some changes with him. He could smell better, his sight was better, his vision, his hearing were nearly perfect. He could smell someone eating lunch across the entire hospital, and he could probably smell even further if he tried. He could hear sirens going off in the background, and there wouldn't be any police vehicles or emergency vehicles near the hospital. He could just hear them. No, sorry guys, I'm recording this at 3 in the morning. Around the 28th day, the doctor would discharge Deku saying, "You healed faster than we even expected, kid. Are you sure you're quirkless?" And Deku would say, "Yeah, I was diagnosed quirkless as 4. And the doctor would say, "Okay." And he would then discharge the both of them. They would then head home with Inko telling Deku, "You need to get some rest. The doctor said you should be able to go back to school by tomorrow." And Deku would say, "Okay." He would then go in his room saying, sorry for the yawning, you guys. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to do that, but it is 3 in the morning for me recording this. I'll try not to make any more mistakes. Deku would then be in his room, and he would then get into bed thinking, "I should get some sleep. I need to catch back up on all my work as well." He would then fall asleep. He would have a dream about the wolf who attacked him. He would be afraid, but he wouldn't know where he was. The wolf would then speak, saying, "Boy who has now gained my power, what shall you do with it? I looked into your eyes and saw someone truly weak, and I have given you this opportunity to be something powerful, something primal. I'll be pretty impressed to see what you do with my power." Deku would say, "Who are you?" And the wolf would say, "Who am I indeed? I hope we meet again soon, Deku." And Deku would say, "How do you know that name?" Afterwards, the wolf would then charge at Deku in his sleep. He would wake up screaming, "What was that?" Deku would then slap himself saying, "It was just a dream. It was just a dream." Sorry for background noise. He would then say, "It's time to get ready for school." He would then head into school with everyone saying, "Hey, how are you, Deku?" No one really cares about him, but if someone was attacked by a wolf, you would check on them, even if they weren't your friends or if you even cared about them. He would say he's fine. He would then walk up to the teacher, and the teacher would say, "I'm glad you're okay, Midoriya, but it was really reckless of you to go into the forest and mess around when I told you to collect firewood." And Deku would say, "Mess around? I wasn't messing around. And he would say, the teacher would cut him off saying, "Luckily, those 2 were there to protect you." And Deku would say, "What? Those were the 2 who chased me into the deeper parts of the forest." And the teacher would say, "Preposterous. Those 2 were the ones who called me and Bakugo to come save you guys." And Deku would say, "What? But," and the teacher would say, "No buts. I want to speak with you after class, Midoriya." And Deku would say, "Fine." He would then be walking to a seat when the two kids would say, "That was really reckless of you, Deku," while laughing. Deku would then turn to them with eyes glowing in emerald green, saying, "It was your fault to begin with." And as the 2 kids looked into Deku's eyes, they would flash back to seeing the wolf. And they would say, "What are you?" while backing away in fear. Bakugo would then come up right behind Deku saying, "Hey, it looks like the quirkless loser finally got a quirk." And Deku would turn around with his emerald eyes fading away, And Deku would say, "What? What do you mean, quirk?" And Bakugo would say, "The loser hasn't even noticed." And Deku would say, "What do you mean, haven't noticed?" Afterwards, the teacher would say, "Both of you, sit down. Class is starting." And Bakugo would say, "We'll talk about this later, Deku." And Deku would say, "What do you mean talk about this later?" As Bakugo gets a mischievous grin across his face. Around this time, school would end and Deku would be walking home. To his surprise, Bakugo and his goons are there to stop him. And Bakugo would say, "So you have a quirk now. You're still a nerd, Deku." And Deku would say, "What quirk? I don't know what you mean." And Bakugo would say, "Don't you lie to me, loser." And Bakugo would be thinking, maybe he thinks he's all high and mighty now that he has a quirk. And Deku would say, What do you mean, all high and mighty? Bakugo would then start to get an explosion in his hand and say, I'm gonna put you in your place, Deku. And Deku was starting to get mad, his eyes glowing in emerald green for a brief second with Bakugo preparing for a fight. Afterwards, Deku would then turn around running away, to Bakugo's surprise, and he would say, Get back here, nerd! With him and his goons following after him. He would be running across the entire city with Bakugo and his goons chasing after him, through the park, through the streets, until Bakugo and his goons would give up. Deku's been running for hours now, like, not hours, like a really long period of time. Even with Bakugo's explosions to make him faster, he wouldn't be able to catch Deku at the speed he's going and how much stamina he has. So they would just give up for the day. But Deku wouldn't stop running. He would keep running and running and running until late at night, going on for at least a few hours of running without him even realizing he's tired. Not even realizing he's tired, not even noticing he should be tired. He would then be smiling, getting up to a high point, looking at the moon. He would then start to smile and laugh, saying, I have a quirk. I have a quirk. And Deku would then look up at the moon once again. Yes! He would say, I can be a hero now. I can be just like All Might. Then Deku would then just start to cry until, as he's staring at the moon, something primal will awaken inside of him. Just similar to Gohan going Great Ape in the original Dragon Ball Z series, Deku would be looking at the moon, with his whole body pulsing with energy. He would then say, what's going on? He wouldn't be scared, he would be more excited, still hopped up on adrenaline. But, as he keeps staring at the moon, the feeling will grow stronger and stronger in him until he would then transform into a werewolf. He would have no self-control, no recollection of anything up to this point. He would then howl into the sky. Afterwards, he would then prepare for his hunt. Later that day, the next day, Deku will wake up back in his room and say, what a weird dream. And Deku will look around, seeing claw marks on his windows, his bed sheets tore up with claw marks, bite marks in his pillow, the hardwood floor scratched up. And he would say, That was a dream, right? Afterwards, he would run out of the room saying, Hey, Mom, do you know what? And his mom would come on saying, Shh, Izuku, look. She would then point to the TV saying, with the news broadcast on, and the broadcast would be saying, have you guys heard about the recent attack? And they would say, what attack? And he would say, the one with that beast. Last night there was a beast that came into the city, eating zoo animals, attacking people. Luckily no one was hurt, but no one really got a clear image onto who or what this creature was. The only image that was taken was this one by one of our reporters. You could just see the ferocity in this creature's eyes. And the other reporter would say, we have to deal with villains and now monsters. And the female reporter would say, All Might will take care of this. They would then tell everyone everyone at home, stay safe and watch out for this creature. And Inko would then say, something else to worry about in the society. And Deku would be looking at the TV shocked, saying, It wasn't a dream. Inko would then say, what do you mean? And Deku, being scared, would say, nothing, Mom. I better get ready for school. He would then leave, heading out to school. He would then see Mount Lady on the way, taking down a villain that Kamui Woods was supposed to take down. He would then take his mind off of the fact that he might have hurt someone, or he might be considered a villain now. and write in his hero notebook about Mountain Lady's quirk. Later that day, he would go to class, and the teacher would say, I could give you guys all aptitude tests, but we all know you want to go for the hero course. And in every one of my videos, I hate that eyeball guy. And if you hate him too, comment down below. Around this time, Bakugo gives his whole speech about how he's the only one that's going to get into UA. The teacher would then say, doesn't Izuku want to get into UA? The teacher would then tell the students that Izuku wants to apply for UA as well. They would then say, even if you did unlock your quirk recently, you think you can make it into the national school? And Deku would say, He wouldn't say, but the wolf side of him, the primal side of him, is starting to take over in aspects of his life. He would then say, shut up. Afterwards, Bakugo would say, looks like the nerd finally grew a pair. And Deku would say, he would then pulse with energy, with his eyes glowing emerald again, growing larger in size. And Bakugo would say, bring it, nerd. But Deku would then calm himself down, saying, it's not worth it. And Bakugo would say, what? Deku would then walk away. After class, Deku would be walking down the tunnel where he would be attacked by the sludge villain, same as in the original canon. Except, with his increased senses and instincts, he would dodge out of the way, flipping around the sludge villain. The sludge villain would say, give me your body, kid. I didn't know the freak was in town. And Deku would say, what? The sludge villain would then come at Deku. Deku would be avoiding everything. He would then unknowingly have activated his, I'm gonna call this his primal instinct. Not to be confused with Ultra Instinct. He would then be dodging, getting more excited, faster even, riding off the adrenaline and the excitement he feels at the moment. He would then be smiling, dodging every one of the sludge villain's attacks, even throwing a few of his own, kicking pieces of the sludge villain away. Not being able to do damage, but at least being able to distract the sludge villain and keep him on his guard. On his guard, yes. After a while, the sludge villain would say, it's not worth it anymore, kid, and he would then try to run away. But before he could, All Might would appear right behind Deku, delivering a Detroit smash, knocking out the sludge villain. Afterwards, he would collect the sludge villain in the two bottles like in the original canon. Deku would then look at All Might, powering down from his primal instinct. He would then say, All Might! He would then ask for All Might's autograph and fanboy out over him. All Might would then say he has to go. But before he could go, Deku would jump and grab onto his leg. And All Might would then say, let go! And Deku would say, and if I let go, I'll die. And All Might would say, fair point! Afterwards, they would land on the roof where All Might would say, that was very dangerous. And Deku would say, I know, but I have a question to ask you. And All Might would say, make it quick. Deku would say, All Might, can I be a hero with a quirk I can't control, a quirk I know nothing about, and a quirk that could hurt people? And All Might would then say, the quirk doesn't matter, and before he could do anything, he would cough up blood. And Deku would then say, who are you? Are you an imposter? And All Might would say, nope, I'm All Might, alright. And Deku would say, but what? All Might would then explain how he had fought a villain, and Deku would then mention the chainsaw villain, but All Might would then say, I'm impressed you know that, but no, this was from someone else. And Deku would say, oh. And All Might would then look at Deku saying, anyway, kid, it doesn't matter what your quirk is, it just matters how you attempt to use it. If you have good intentions, your quirk will be good. If you have bad intentions, your quirk will be bad. Basically, it all depends on how you use it. And Deku would then say, I can't control it. And All Might would then say, when did you unlock your quirk? And Deku would then say, I believe 3 days ago? And All Might would then say, there you go. You haven't had your quirk, You unlocked your quirk 3 days ago? So you must be a late bloomer. And Deku would then say, yeah. And All Might would then get back to his train of thought, and then he would say, you've only had it 3 days. Most people have basically their entire lives to learn their quirks. And you've only had 3 days. I'm sure if you train and work hard enough, you'll be able to master this. And Deku would then start to cry, telling All Might thank you. But before the conversation could go on any further, the two of them would hear an explosion in the background. They would both look up, saying, oh no, seeing how All Might doesn't have the bottles on the side anymore. They'll both, around this time, Bakugo would have been captured by the sludge villain, and Deku would have been forced to run in, with all the pro heroes trying to stop him. But Deku would run in, pumped up on adrenaline. He would then say, I'm not strong enough. I need to save him. I need to save him. With his eyes glowing emerald. And only for a brief instant, he felt the full power of his wolf side. He felt his arms become more animalistic, his legs become hairier. Basically, only his arms, legs, and some of his chest grew hair and became wolf-like. He had tails, and he had a tail and ears, all green and black. He was then running, grabbing Bakugo, pulling him out. Around that time, the sludge villain would say, damn you, kid, coming at Deku. But Deku would then come at the sludge villain with a slash attack, stirring up wind pressure. Surprisingly, after he had hit him with that attack, the sludge villain was unfazed. Not because it wasn't as powerful as All Might's Detroit Smash. Afterwards, he would then say, the both of you will make great hostages, with All Might coming out of nowhere, saving Bakugo and Deku, throwing the sludge villain away with a Detroit Smash. Afterwards, the reporters would then interview Deku and Bakugo, saying how amazing they were, but still telling Deku that was very dangerous. But they would then acknowledge if he hadn't done anything, that Bakugo would have died. And Deku would then say, thanks. The reporter would then look at Deku, saying something she really liked, and not knowing why. He is a kid after all. Afterwards, Deku would then walk away, when he would be scolded by the pro hero, saying, that was very dangerous, kid. And Deku would say, yeah, but it was the only way to save my friend. The other one would say, I know, but you should have left it to us. And Deku would then flare up with rage for an instant, saying, if I had left it to you, my friend would be dead. And the hero would say, but they would be left speechless at this point. And Deku would say, I know it was reckless of me, but I was the only one here strong enough to do it. And Dead Orange would then say, you make a valid point, kid. And you were pretty strong. If you ever end up becoming a hero, or going into a hero course, call me, come join my agency. And the other hero would then say, no, I want the kid. And Mountain Lady would say, he's kinda cute. With Deku hearing this, and just smirking right back at Mountain Lady. Afterwards, Deku and Bakugo would head home, with Bakugo saying, I didn't need your help. And Deku saying, of course you did. And Bakugo would say, why you? But he would then walk away, not saying anything. Afterwards, Deku would be walking home until All Might would appear right behind the corner, saying, I am here, and instantly going into a Small Might form because, well, he had already hit his limits, and he was being all showy. All Might would then talk to Deku. He would then tell him how he was a true hero. He ran in without even thinking. He only wanted to save that kid. He would then tell Deku that was reckless, but you did incredible. I want you to be my new successor. And Deku would be confused, saying, what? He would then explain everything about One for All. And Deku would then say, it's impossible to transfer a quirk. And All Might would then say, not impossible. And Deku would then look at All Might saying, why me? And All Might would then say, you remind me of me, running into danger just to save one person. And Deku would then say, thanks, All Might. And All Might would then say, young Midoriya, will you become the successor of... will you take on this burden and become my successor? And that's it for the video, you guys. I know I have a few mistakes in this one, but it is... Right now, it's 4 in the morning for me, and I'm still recording. So, yeah. But I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope you guys subscribe and comment. And if you guys are wondering why I've been posting very frequently, I've been going through some stuff right now. My family's been home the whole week, so I haven't had a single chance to record. Luckily, I'm up on coffee right now. And I have an inspection coming up, so I've been cleaning like crazy. So yeah. I told you guys that there will be information at the end of the video, so here it is. Next videos coming out will be what if Goku landed on Yardrat? What if the Yardrat was on Earth when Goku landed? What if Deku Cartoon Cat's powers, the newest part? And I wanted to announce my 1,000 subscriber special. What if I was in Dragon Ball? That's the one I will be doing next, so yeah. If you guys want to discuss what my race will be, because I'm thinking of either going Majin for my namesake, or a Saiyan. Or a Saiyan Majin hybrid of some sorts. We'll talk about this later, but I'm rambling on. This has been King Majin, signing out and finally going to sleep.